The trend for healthy lifestyle has become more popular because people after quarantine have already begun to take care of their health. Even at the age of 80 or 90, people come to us and completely change their diet. At the end of August, we have grown by 10 times compared to what was before the virus. Business should be such that it does not depend on one direction. It is too early to expose the peas to the light. We keep them for germination. When the CM is approximately all ready, after that it will be already so curly or so freshy. Two types of peas, you see, it grows like that. Yasain Ramazanov can spend hours discussing his creation. He started a small city farm for growing microgreens at the most unfortunate moment. At the beginning of spring, he went to study in Moscow, took online courses from Kiev specialists. As he had just started looking for suitable premises, purchasing the necessary equipment, the quarantine measures were introduced. Many were afraid to lease to us, because they thought that the city farm was all about water. They would have a fungus here, there will be mold. I went to everyone and explained that no, I have racks here. Everything will be clean and tidy. Second, we faced a problem with the purchase of materials. Namely, I could not buy an elementary professional sheet because all the shops were closed, everything could be done only on order. As a result, we bought something online, found something from local suppliers, and installed something such as lighting ourselves, together with my brother. The trendy idea of growing healthy microgreens during quarantine has become especially relevant. I am generally a project manager by profession. I am engaged in project management, risk management. At some time, I decided to start city farming. I have been studying this topic for a long time. I myself am from the village. I lived in the village until university, so I always worked in the garden, grew, harvested, also tried to plant, etc. I came to this city farming with the goal that I now have a family, children. My parents are already old, and we realized that there are no healthy products on the market that would be useful to us. Microgreens are not common greens like lettuce or rucola. These are small sprouts with several leaves which contain a storehouse of nutrients and trace elements. When the sprouts are exactly 15 centimeters, it is where all its vitamins are located. That is, in the product itself. The peas, according to the residual principle, what has reached it. These peas are against cancer. It is very useful. It is very juicy, nutritious. It can be added to salads. It goes well with meat. Some give vitamins and stimulate some processes, and some, on the contrary, remove toxins. We have noticed a trend that people have become more serious about their health. They began to think not about treatment, but about prevention. The demand for natural dietary supplements has increased. That is, this new offshoot is going on in our overall work. We are also starting the delivery of dietary supplements that are not supplied by iHerb. This is a natural replacement for any mineral complex, say, whether it is iodine or D3, some kind of complexes, so that altogether immunomodulators. Aigerim Koanisheva also notes an increased demand for healthy lifestyle products. 2 years ago, she and her husband opened an eco-shop in the capital where you can buy natural food, dietary supplements and vitamins, organic cosmetics and household chemicals. We try to import any direction of food, for instance, be it gluten-free, be it lactose-free, be it low-carb, protein. People come with any sorts of diseases, from A to Z. We, of course, try our best to help them in purchasing products. We also try to advise where they can purchase the product that we do not have, but will appear in the future. Constant expansion of the assortment is a top priority, argue Reem shares. A conscious consumer is always in trend and one step ahead. He constantly surfs the net in search of new products on the eco-market and comes with a request for a specific product. However, when restrictions were unexpectedly introduced, harmless food had to be literally procured. It was very unexpected. I think that, in principle, any entrepreneur did not have time to prepare for this. The demand was much higher, as people thought about their health. However, at the same time, none of us had time to buy enough products, and many of our deliveries stopped at the border due to more stringent checks at the border. Therefore, at some point, there was a shortage of food. In this regard, we were very much supported by local suppliers. These are zero-end products. They are brought to us from the suburb of Astana by order on a weekly basis. Also very cool guys. We started together only when they opened. This is kombucha. They also worked without interruption during the entire quarantine. This is a fermented drink based on kombucha. If you look at the older generation, they used to do it at home. Kombucha stood in a 3-liter jar on the windowsill, scared everyone terribly, exuded odors, but nevertheless, it was the same product. It's just that it had some kind of immense popularity there in the 90s. And then all this came to naught, unfortunately. And in America, in 95 in California, companies began to start up that produced commercially kombucha, and nowadays quite successfully.
Очень достаточно успешно.
Kombucha has a huge number of useful properties, starting with the fact that it is a source of energy, as I said already, improves digestion, increases immunity, prevents and reduces diseases from arthritis, reduces the risk of developing cancer, reduces a number of harmful bacteria in the intestine.
Количество вредных бактерий в кишечнике.
Bayram Urazov has been hatching a useful idea of starting industrial production of kombucha for about 3 years. While working in the USA, he was inspired by the American success story of this healthy lifestyle product. Returning to his homeland, he first set up experiments on himself and his household. A year and a half ago, when the trend in demand for PP products was just beginning to emerge in the country, he decided on a healthy start. Then there were no domestic analogues on the market. When the quarantine began, it sharply increased from the very beginning, but it coincided a little more. It happened so that it coincided a little bit. First with the planned growth of points of sale, because we planned that in February, March we would begin to expand very strongly. Then what else influenced us? More precisely, people began to approach their health issues more consciously. Those orders among physicists, among the common population, they also increased very much. Here plus global warming. After all, kombucha is a cold drink. With warming, the number of sales one way or another increases. For the first month of quarantine, we grew 4 times, sales increased 4 times. By the end of August, we grew 10 times compared to what it was before the virus.
Тем, что было до вируса.
Growth that surpassed even the most daring expectations worked tirelessly day and night when the most of the enterprises are forced to stand idle. We are what we eat. This postulate of the great physician Hippocrates took on a special resonance during the global pandemic.
Мы делали какие-то шаги для того, чтобы поддержать наше население.
We launched ginger kombucha. Moreover, we gave it as a gift. That is, even when a kilogram of ginger costs 7,000 tenge, when ordering 10 bottles, we gave 2 kombuchas as a gift at a loss. Each month, roughly speaking, has its own trend. For example, in April, it was ginger. Then there was garlic, then there was lemon. We worked tirelessly in quarantine and in the startup company of Sanjar Karimbekov. Before the pandemic, the young enterprise supplied vegetables in bulk to cafes and restaurants. The closed public catering forced to switch abruptly to delivery to ordinary consumers locked at home. We are the first and only producers of peeled vegetables on the KZ market. Namely, we help catering establishments to receive peeled vegetables so that they do not waste time money and pollute their premises. This is a mini vegetable processing plant. After March the 10th, a decline began. Already by the 24th, that is, we sat and thought what we would do. I started to learn simply what could be done, and the idea came from a regular Google survey to make a website. Made it in 3 days. Done. Did a quick mailing. We sit with the whole team, 4 people are sitting here looking at each other, the revenue is only 30,000 or 4,000 tenge. Well, I think probably we will, like everyone else, raise the white flag and say that we are also leaving. I open the panel, it turns out where the orders are falling, and I watch every 2 minutes an order falls. In addition, we have collected, it turns out, 180 or 190 applications. By the way, if we had all the applications in one day, the proceeds would have been 1.5 million. The pandemic forced not only creativity but also exposed the company's weaknesses. Thanks to the anti-crisis response, it was possible to promptly not only correct mistakes but also to pump up additionally. At the moment, we have our own information system. There's the Kaz Agro Food Academy, which helps to quickly train employees. And accordingly, we have become more technological in many ways. Namely, as we compared, I communicated with, that is, with analogs, for example. I had negotiations with Ukrainian owners of the Ukrainian CPM system. When we compared on the usual, one might say on sticks, and their CPM system, at the moment ours seem to be better. Do not put eggs in one basket. This proverb, loved by many financiers, is another Coronacrisis conclusion. Business should be such that it does not depend on one direction. The mistake was that if we had started to cooperate with stores a year ago, we might not have felt the pandemic at all. On the contrary, we would have some growth. Accordingly, now we're actively working in the direction of stores. We have launched a franchise there. We are now notarizing shelves and we have opened complementary components. Moreover, we worked specifically on retail before that they did not want to enter this market at all. Here, as they say, if you want to live, be able to spend. Life made Sanjar Karimbekov's business go round. As a result, the crisis became a test of strength and a catalyst for innovative solutions. Moreover, most importantly, the worst is behind us. It is the time to dream bigger. I want to try my business model. I am interested as an entrepreneur. For example, try to open a production in Germany to see. I do not know. Let it be negative, but just do it. Give it a try in the USA. Accordingly, we are now moving towards this, and in any case, there are more directions now. We have standardized everything. I think this is a good progress. Nutrition, because it is 90% of what we get into our body. Therefore, people think about it. Even at the age of 80 or 90, people come to us and completely change their diet. I certainly want such a store to be more accessible so that it is on a level in every house, every such store, so that it becomes not something fashionable, trendy, but you can come and buy as in a regular store, but choose a better, safer product for yourself. I also have an idea about new projects. A new project is also non-standard. I am studying. I saw this project in Georgia. But I did not think that it turned out to be possible to do so. We were even told at the seminar, how did you do it? I didn't know it was impossible. I did not know it was impossible either. Someone would have told me a year ago I wore a shirt and tie every day. They tell me that you will farm, sow, harvest. I would say yes, well, you are kidding me. However, time has changed, values have changed as well. I already understood that work is work. Something useful is also necessary. The advice I say everywhere is to do what you love. No matter how romantic, I do not know, pathetic or stupid it might sound, but it seems to me that if you love and if you are persistent in what you do, you will definitely achieve success. Maybe somewhere to be able to take a break. That is, yes, the moment of quarantine is so very delicate. For example, many people have lost their business. On the other hand, this is the time to rethink something, to realize it, to put it on a different track. Maybe devote time to your health, your family, and your loved ones. We thank God We were lucky. We didn't have time to be discouraged or despair there. But I think that in any situation, you just need to believe that everything will be fine.